party people? This is Jose Heredia here at NAMM. Coverage of our NAMM continues, and here at this booth is an interesting company that I happen to have people recommend me. I mean, I've had a DJ say, hey, you know, you better check out Mogami, and I'm standing here with Phil. And Phil, tell us a little bit about Mogami and the whole history.
Well, Mogami is renowned in the recording studio industry. Virtually every big recording studio that was built for many, many, many years, almost all of them are wired with our stuff. I tell people, if you have recorded content on a CD, it probably was recorded through our cable. It's that preeminent in the business. It's considered the best in the world. Made in a single factory in Japan near Nagano. The founder of the company still runs the company. There's about 20 employees who make every single foot of it on the planet. So it's a very unique, considered the best in the world by most people, honestly. Humbly, but it's true.
So you're getting ready to launch, or you're launching cable specifically for the DJ market?
We've been looking at that market for a long time, and frankly, it's not a market that I have any expertise in. So we incorporated, the highest end guy we could get our hand on. So Morgan Page has been kind enough to lend his ears and his expertise, and we sampled some cables to Morgan, and he took them out and showed them to club owners, showed them under DJs, and he really told us what the industry wants, not us telling them what they should buy. And it was very surprising because he chose a very high performance product, but he didn't choose the most expensive thing, and he didn't choose the fanciest thing, which kind of I expected, because anything Morgan wants he can have, and he chose this, which was fascinating to me. This uses the same type of proprietary performance that any of our high-end studio cables that you would have seen on one of the $1 million consoles at the Hit Factory or one of those places. It's very, very quiet. It's the best in the industry at both sounding good and keeping the noise out of the system.
Hey you. I know you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this guy's really tall. And you're probably thinking, well, what does Mogami Cables have to do with anything? Phil's a really cool guy, and we have a very interesting story to tell you. So let me fast forward to the future. So right after the interview, Jerry Miller, the producer of the Crossfader Show, and myself asked Phil if he happened to have a cable that we needed for another interview. It was XLR to mini plug cable that we use for our recorded interviews. Unfortunately, Phil didn't have one, which we understand. Usually they don't bring a stock of stuff at NAMM, but we needed the cable regardless. And so after NAMM, we ended up going over to a local Guitar Center, which was open at about 8 o'clock at night. We get to the Guitar Center, and Jerry and I were looking for this cable, which is a 1/4 inch to mini plug cable, so we can connect the microphone to the camera. We entered the Guitar Center trying to look for this cable, and we ended up in a section where the cables were, looking all over the place, and we could not find this cable. We found a lot of different cables like XLR to 1/4 inch and XLR to mini plug, but it was mono. We wanted a specific one, which was stereo. We asked the staff to help us out, and they were looking all over the place, and they did find one in their computer in stock, and we just couldn't look for it. So eventually we get to the cable we're looking for, and it just so happens to be a Mogami cable. Now, we looked at the price, and it was $40 for a little piece of cable. And we thought, wow, this is kind of expensive. Actually, it's kind of our price range. We said, well, let's just bite the bullet. We need this cable. We got to have it for the next day. So we took the cable to the cash register. And at that time, the staff had asked the management to help us out. The manager rung us up and looked at our NAMM badges, which we were still wearing, and asked us, are you guys from NAMM? And we said, yeah. And he said, well, since you guys are from NAMM, I'm going to give you guys a discount. We thought, oh, this is really cool. Eventually, he rung us up, and our total was really, really cheap. I don't want to say what the total was, but it was well below half of the $40 on the sticker on the box. and we were really happy. Here's the cable, and right away you can tell the difference between the other cable and this one. The Mogami cable is much more sturdy in construction. It has a better feel, a robust feel, and it's just an all-around better cable. We took it apart, and you could see that it's just much more cleaner. The soldering is just right on, and it has a better overall presentation. So I'm going to, again, show you the difference between this cable and the one we have now. So the one we have now, is you can hear, is the same one, and we're going to switch over to the other cable. So as you can hear the difference in the audio, it sounds like it's much more fuller and coming out in the open, and it's just a much better sounding sound coming from the microphone than with the other cable. And I'm very happy with the results, and I want to thank Phil for allowing us to do the interview at the NAMM Show, and Mogami for making such a great product. I really like it. So I recommend you guys switching over all your cables to Mogami because of the quality that it's going to end up in your performance and overall in your sound. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to Phil and our interview with Mogami at NAMM.
People miraculously find their hum levels reduced just because we did it right at the factory, and that's what we're using on this product. It's a molded end, so it doesn't have a lot of flash, but it's actually the most rugged thing you can get. So when people are plugging in and pulling out all the time, it's not going to break. Air can't get to it, so it doesn't corrode. So it's actually, this was his favorite. The performance is super high. It's actually got a bandwidth that I could, at 3 gigahertz, I could plug high definition video through it. I could plug my SPDIF down that cable, but it's an audio cable for this purpose. It's going to be very, very quiet. It's going to replace a lot of very inexpensive patch cables that plugged into $1 million systems, tragically.
So you have RCAs available? Do you have quarter-inch speaker cables as well?
Well, I mean, this particular one was designed for the signal from whatever, either the computer. We've got a full line of cables. This one's done for dual RCA, either from a turntable or from your controller or from your computer. We also have, of course, quarter-inch. We have a line here for people on the road can take directly out of their laptop directly into a set of powered monitors, and quarter-inch XLR, anything that can come on the end, we can put on the end. This particular one was done in Mogami's factory. So this was done in Nagano, and they put the ends on it, they molded it. So actually this one's as high a performance as you can buy. It's just not as fancy looking as some of the others.
I like this cable because it's a right angle, and it kind of hides the fact that there is I didn't even know there was a cable here.
Well, this is kind of nice. Sometimes we'll see them right on top of a desk or a control surface, and actually you're not going to knock it or break it because it's right angle, so it's protected. And again, they're very special at molding. I've been with the company 14.5 years. I've yet to ever see a defective cable out of Mogami that has anything wrong with one of their molded cables. So it's a confidence builder, that's for sure.
Excellent. So what is the website, Twitter account, Facebook?
Well, we're simply mogamicable.com, and this should hit the streets. We're just working on color and some of the final packaging, but it'll be on the streets very, very soon.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Phil, for explaining to us what Mogami is all about, and hopefully Mogami will be in the vocabulary of other DJs as well.